Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people find intimidating, but super important in life: how to talk to strangers. Whether you're at a party, networking event, or just trying to meet new people, mastering this skill can open up incredible opportunities. If you've ever felt a little awkward or shy starting conversations, this video is for you. So stick around for some easy practical tips on how to break the ice and connect with anyone. Before we dive into the tips, let's talk about why it's important to get comfortable with talking to strangers. First off, most of the people who've shaped your life were strangers at some point. Every friend, mentor, or even your partner, at one point, they were just someone you didn't know yet. Talking to strangers can lead to new opportunities, friendships, or even just learning something new from someone with a different perspective. I know, it can be nerve-wracking, but trust me, you can get better with practice. Tip number 1, start with a smile and body language. Okay, let's jump into the first tip. Start with a smile and open body language. This is huge. Non-verbal communication is just as important as the words you say. A smile makes you appear approachable and friendly, and it breaks the ice before you even start talking. Make sure your arms aren't crossed and you're facing the person. You'd be surprised how much easier it is to approach someone or be approached when you look like you're open to conversation. Let me tell you about a time this worked for me. I was at a coffee shop, sitting with my laptop, and there was a girl sitting across from me, also working. I smiled at her when she looked up, and she smiled back. Later, she asked me if I knew if the Wi-Fi was working, and we ended up chatting for half an hour about work and hobbies. That smile made her feel comfortable approaching me. It's such a simple thing, but it really works. Tip number 2, use openers based on the situation. Now, what do you say? The easiest way to start a conversation with a stranger is to talk about the environment you're both in. If you're at a networking event, something simple like, "So, how did you hear about this event? Works? At a cafe? What's your favorite drink here?" Or, "What are you reading?" The point is to use something that's natural for the context you're in. That makes it way less awkward and gives the other person something easy to respond to. Tip number 3, ask open-ended questions. Once the conversation is rolling, don't let it die with yes/no questions. Instead, ask open-ended questions. These are questions that encourage a longer response. So instead of asking, "Do you like this cafe?" you could ask, "What do you like most about this place?" This gives the other person more room to share their thoughts, and it keeps the conversation flowing. Plus, people like talking about their experiences, and this helps you connect on a deeper level. Tip number 4, practice active listening. The next big tip is active listening. Conversations aren't just about waiting for your turn to speak, they're about genuinely engaging with the other person. Show that you're listening by maintaining eye contact, nodding, or giving little verbal cues like, "Oh, interesting," or "Tell me more about that." When you show that you care about what the other person is saying, they're more likely to open up and feel connected to you. Tip number 5, don't be afraid of small talk. Let's talk about small talk. A lot of people hate it because it feels superficial, but guess what? It's a gateway to deeper conversations. Small talk is like the warm-up before a real workout. It helps you feel out the situation and the other person's vibe before diving into heavier topics. Start with light topics like the weather, the location, or something in the news that isn't too controversial. If the other person is interested, the conversation will naturally deepen. Finally, and this might be the most important tip of all, just practice. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Start small, maybe with a cashier or someone sitting next to you on public transport. Over time, you'll become more confident, and these conversations will feel more natural. All right, those are my tips on how to talk to strangers. Remember, everyone was a stranger at one point, and talking to new people can lead to so many great experiences. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.